So now, let's see if that works. Let's go ahead and come down onto our backs, finding our Shavasana. So the legs are as wide as your mat. Go ahead and tuck those shoulder blades under so we get nice and cozy here. And then taking these first few moments, allowing the eyes to close. As we begin to tune in to notice what's going on in our environment and the immediate space around you. Acknowledging any sounds, smells, or temperatures that may be pronounced. Noticing the backside of the body and all those points where they're connecting down into the mat, from the back of your heels all the way to the back of the head. And with every gentle exhalation, we imagine ourselves getting heavier and heavier. And the more we start to release, the more contact the backside of our bodies has with the ground. Then from the external, we start to scan our bodies from the crown of the head to the soles of the feet, noticing how does your body feel this morning? Acknowledging what we're feeling in the muscles and joints. Noticing what's happening physically in the head and the torso. And then from the physical body, we tune into the breath, just noticing what your breathing pattern is like right now. Are those breaths fast or slow, deep or shallow? Are we breathing primarily into the belly or into the chest? And then beginning to lengthen those breaths, breathing into the belly, filling up the lungs with each inhalation. And with every exhalation, pressing every last drop of air. And then we begin to tune into the mind, noticing what's at the forefront of your mind, what thoughts are occupying your conscious mind. Acknowledging how we're feeling emotionally. And then from this place of awareness and acknowledgement of where we're starting our practice, let's all take a nice deep inhalation through the nose and then sigh it out of the mouth. We'll start to bring movement back into our fingers and toes, circling through the wrists and the ankles. And then on your inhale, reaching the arms and legs nice and long for a big stretch. Exhaling the knees into the chest, giving them a little hug, maybe gently rock from side to side. So like I mentioned earlier, we're going to be doing a decent amount of twisting today. So we'll start off by getting a little core engagement. That way we can have a sense of protection for our spine through all this twisting. So for our first core exercise, let's go ahead and lift the legs up at 90 degrees. Knees stacked right on top of your hips and flex those toes back towards your face. We're going to lift the head and shoulders, reach those fingertips as far forward as you can. Yeah, we're trying to hollow out the belly, pressing as much of our back down to the ground as we can. And then slowly tapping the right heel down and then the left heel down, continuing to alternate just like that, trying your best not to let your low back lift off the ground. Yeah. All right, go ahead and take one more each side like that. And then we'll start to tap both heels down together, having to work even more to keep that back down. So slowly lowering and lifting. And lift the head and shoulders up a little bit higher. Yeah, one more round. And lower those shoulders and heads down. You can give your knees a little hug if you like. All right, maintain that sense of connection to our core. We'll start to interlace our fingers on the right knee. Reach the left leg out long and start to lift the head and shoulders once again, making that hollow out shape in our bellies. And then we switch legs, left knee in, right leg long. Yeah, continue alternating just like that, one knee in and then the other. Yeah. Noticing everything from our hips up to the head, they don't move, it's only the legs. Yeah, one more round each side. And then lower all the way back down. All right. One last thing here on our backs. We'll once again go ahead and extend the right leg out long, the left knees in the chest, but this time, fingertips become behind the ears. We're gonna take it slow bicycles, so cross elbow to opposite knee, and switch. Get it slow enough so that we can maintain the connection with the breath. Get one more each side. And bring those knees back in. All right, so lowering the feet down to the ground, we'll open the arms into a T. Scooting the hips over to the right side of your mat, we'll let the knees fall over to the left for our reclined twist. If you like, you can turn your head over towards the right arm. One more breath here. And then on your inhale, we'll bring them back through center. Scooting the hips over to the left now, and let the knees fall to the right. You're noticing what we're feeling in our hips and our back as we take this passive twist. Last breath. And then once you come back into center, we'll make our way to all fours. So either roll over or you can take a few rocks forward and back. Just being sure not to come all the way up onto the neck. And finding ourselves in tabletop. All right. Making sure we keep those fingers nice and spread apart, trying to rotate so that the pits of your elbows, instead of pointing inward, they're pointing straight forward. And we'll take a few rounds of our cat and cow. So inhale, drop the belly, lift through the chest. Exhale, hollow out the belly, spread those shoulder blades nice and wide. Twice more like that, inhaling into our cow. Exhale, hollowing out for cat. Good. Once more. Once you find yourself back in center, we'll start to shift the hips from side to side. So looking back at one hip and then the other. Working to open up those muscles between the ribs. All right, and next time you come into center, finding a thread the needle pose, we'll reach the right arm straight out to the side, and then exhale, dive the arm under the left, head and shoulders come down onto the mat. And then place that left hand wherever feels best in your body. But think about pulling the left hip back to square the hips for 2 more breaths. Placing that left hand down to the ground, we'll reach the right arm all the way up to the sky for a little twist. And releasing the arm back to the mat. Taking that on the other side. Inhale the left arm out. Exhale, diving it under the right. Again, place that right hand where you like. Pull the right hip back slightly. And one more breath here. And then pressing into that right hand, reaching the left arm all the way up to the sky. And we release it back down to the mat. Making our way into a plank pose, walking those feet back. And then let's go straight into our downward dog, lifting the hips up and back. Feel free to pedal out the heels for these first few breaths if you like, whatever movements feel good in your body, just to warm up our down dog. And then we start to find stillness here, making sure that we're pressing all those knuckles under the fingers firmly down into the ground. We'll shift forward into our plank pose. And then as we lift up and back into down dog, let's take the right arm to reach it to the outside of the left leg. And then back into our plank. Other side, lift up, reaching the left arm to the right leg, crossing the body. And plank. We'll take that one more time each side. Lifting up, reaching across. And forward. One more time on the other side. And from our downward facing dog, we'll start to walk the feet all the way to the front of the mat, bending the knees as much as we need to let the belly rest on the thighs in our forward fold. Now, while we're here in our forward fold, keep thinking about lifting the low belly. Keep that little engagement that we found earlier. And then with a nice deep bend in the knees, we'll take 10 counts to come all the way up to stand. So start to roll up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reaching the arms all the way to the sky. Let's bend into the elbows, clasping the opposite elbow. We'll inhale tall. And on the exhale, lean over to the right. Inhaling center. Exhale, leaning over to the left. Inhaling back up, reaching the arms behind our back, interlacing those fingers. And then with the slight bend in the knees, we start to fold forward. Let those hands fall over your shoulders. Relaxing the neck, but keeping that belly engaged. Yeah. Release the hands down the backs of the legs. On our next inhalation, we'll find a flat back. And on your exhalation, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhaling, hands to the heart. Releasing. We'll take one sun salutation A. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. And exhaling, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back if you like. Shift those shoulders past the wrists as we lower through chaturanga. You're welcome to use your knees if you like. And inhale, lifting into a cobra. Exhaling, downward facing dog. From our downward dog, we bend the knees, look between the hands, exhale, step or hop the feet to the front of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart, and release. Now we're going to get a little explorative. We're going to cross the left ankle over the right. So left foot over right. Once you have that, inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift with the flat back. Exhale, step that right foot way back into a lunge. Yeah, pausing here in our lunge. Hey, buddy. You can lower that back knee down into the ground, untucking the back toes. And then we'll root the right hand down, reach the left arm up to the sky. We'll take one more breath here. Go ahead and tuck those back toes under, lift the back leg up, remaining in our twist for one breath. Exhale the hands down to the mat, stepping back into our plank. As we lower through chaturanga and release all the way down to the mat. On the inhale, lift into our cobra, but look over the left shoulder. Exhaling all the way back down. Yeah, we press up through our tabletop into downward facing dog. On your inhale, we bend the knees, look between the hands, exhale, step or hop the feet forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And release. Other way, crossing the left foot over the right. Inhale, reach the arms to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling the hands down, step that left foot all the way back into our lunge. Releasing the left knee to the ground. Left hand roots down into the ground under the shoulders, sweeping the right arm up to the sky for our twist. Now stay active in that shoulder, press the ground away as we start to lift the back knee up for one breath. Exhaling, hands down to the mat, stepping back into our plank. As we lower all the way down onto our bellies. Inhaling into a cobra, looking over the right shoulder. Exhaling down. Yeah, you can press up to your plank if you like, but make your way into downward facing dog. From down dog in the inhale, bending the knees, look between the hands, make your way to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reaching the arms all the way to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. And release. One full A variation. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back. Find your chaturanga. You can take the cobra or upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward dog. On the next inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands where you want your feet to go and step or hop on the exhale. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. Reach those arms all the way up to the sky. And exhaling, hands to the heart. And release. Finding a few variations on our feet. Let's go ahead and bring the feet together, however close you prefer for your chair pose. As we start to sit those hips back and down, sweeping the arms up. Yeah, get a nice big engagement in those glutes. One more breath here. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop the feet back. Go ahead and find your chaturanga, your back bend, and then we'll meet in down dog. On your inhale, floating that right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, warrior one. Root that back heel down, reaching up nice and tall. Yeah, make sure we keep that back leg nice and straight, trying to press the outer edge of the back foot into the mat. Yeah, we're gonna take 2 more breaths here. Keep driving that right hip back, squaring the hips. And on your next exhale, hands come down to the mat, stepping through your plank. And we'll flow all the way through to your downward dog. Other side, inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, stepping in between the hands, warrior one. Good, reaching those arms up nice and tall. Beautiful, everybody. Think about tucking your tailbone under, finding that little low belly engagement again. Beautiful adjustments. Last breath here. Exhaling, hands to the mat. Stepping into your plank. We float through to our downward dog. From your down dog, inhale, bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, make your way to the front. Inhaling, halfway lift onto the right. Exhaling, fold. Sitting the hips down into our chair, reach the arms forward and up. Inhaling all the way to stand and release the arms. All right, next variation. Sit those hips back into our chair, reaching the arms forward and up. Maintain that belly engagement. The hands will start to come down to the center of the chest. Nice deep inhalation here. And on the exhale, twisting to the left so the elbow comes on top or to the outside of the knee. There we go. Trying to sit our hips a little bit lower than our chest for one more breath. Inhaling through center. Exhale, we twist over to the right. Pull that left hip back so our knees are in line with each other. Last breath here. Coming back into center, reach those arms forward and up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step or hop back. Find your chaturanga, hugging those elbows in. Inhaling through your back bend, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, down dog. On your inhale, we'll float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, finding a high lunge this time. Rooting that front foot down and reaching up nice and tall. Yeah, keep those glutes engaged and really drive that right hip back. Hands will come down to heart center, taking our inhale. Exhale, twisting to the right. Yeah, elbow making it all the way to the outside of that knee if you can. Yeah, now straighten that back leg as much as you can. Beautiful. All right, go ahead and look down at the mat. We're gonna step the left foot forward to meet the right into our evolved chair. Inhale, reach those arms forward and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step back, hop back. Go ahead and take your chaturanga and your back bend. The inhale carries the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands, high lunge. There we go. Maintain that belly engagement. You're gonna hear me say three things a lot. Breathe, squeeze your butt, and engage your abs. All three of those apply now as we bring those hands down to the center of the chest. And exhale, twisting over to the left for our revolved line. Keeping the back leg straight. Creating tension by pressing the knee into the elbow and the elbow back into the and then glancing down at the mat. We'll step that right foot forward to meet the left. And then coming through center, reach the arms forward and up. Coming all the way up to stand and releasing the arms. That was our second variation. Third variation, sit those hips down into our chair. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, hands to the mat, step back, hop back. Find your chaturanga, your back bend. Through your downward dog. Inhale, carries the right leg to the sky. Exhale, stepping the foot between the hands, finding our warrior one once again. So back heel down, reaching it tall. We're gonna make our way into a revolved warrior. So the hands come down to the heart. If you can, keep pressing the outer edge of that left foot into the ground. As we start to twist over to the right, elbow on the knee or to the outside, just like our lunge. Beautiful. Try not to let that right knee collapse inward. Teresa, twist the other way for me. Yeah, perfect. One more breath here. On your next inhale, we reach the arms all the way to the sky. Interlace the hands behind the tailbone. We open the chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Beautiful, relaxing that neck. Keep driving that right hip back. It's gonna want to slide forward a little bit. One more breath here. Inhale, lifting the chest, reaching the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the mat, stepping back into your plank. Taking your chaturanga, if you want it, you can always skip it and go straight to your down dog. Next, inhale carries the left leg to the sky. Exhale, stepping in between the hands, warrior one. So as we make our way to our evolved warrior, if that back heel doesn't want to stay down, like I said, you can always find our evolved lunge, lifting the heel up. Hands come down to the heart, inhaling deeply. Exhale, twisting to the left. The back leg stays nice and straight. I know it's kind of a big twist, so if you need to lift that back heel, feel free to do so. Otherwise, really work to keep it down. One more breath. Coming back to the center, inhaling the arms up to the sky. Exhale, the hands behind us. Go ahead and open the chest, looking up at the ceiling. And exhale, bow forward into humble warrior. Beautiful, everybody. Maintaining that deep end of the front knee. Keep gliding that hip back. One more breath. Next, inhale, lift the chest, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the mat, stepping back, taking your chaturanga and your back bend, and we'll meet in downward dog. On your inhale, bending the knees, look between the hands, make your way to the front of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Sitting the hips down into our chair, reach the arms forward and up. Coming all the way to stand and release the arms. Okay, beautiful work, everybody. We're coming into a pyramid pose or a little variation of it. So let's take a step back with our right foot. What is it, about 2 or 3 feet between your, from heel to heel. Square those hips towards the front of the mat. We're gonna keep our hands on the hips here because we're gonna play around with this a little bit. So nice deep inhale, lifting up and out of the hips. And as we exhale, hinge forward with a flat back. Yeah. Our goal here, continue to let that left hip glide back so the hips are neutral. Especially if your hamstrings are tight, your hip's gonna wanna roll forward, keep gliding it back. Maintaining our pyramid, start to reach the right fingertips straight forward. And then reach the left arm out to the side, making a nice big L. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lift the right knee up, switching the arms, almost in a twist. And then step back into our lunge. All right, twice more like that. Lift the right knee, twisting to the right. Stepping back into our lunge. Last time, lift and twist. Step back into our lunge. Yeah, go ahead and step all the way to the front of the mat and let the arms go. Other side. Stepping back with the left foot, toes slightly turned out, just like our warrior one. Glide the hips back. If you have issues with balance, separate your feet more from side to side. And then on your inhale, we lift up and out of the hips. Exhale, leading with the chest as we fold into our pyramid. Keeping the quads on both thighs engaged, lifting up your kneecaps. Two more breaths here. Keep hugging those abdomen, the abdominal muscles in. And then we reach the left fingertip straight forward, so the shoulder's next to your ear. Reach the right arm out long and by your side. Beginning to lift that left knee up, finding a brief twist. And stepping back into a lunge. Twice more. Lift the knee and twist. And back. Once more. Lift and twist. And back. Go ahead and step all the way to the front of the mat. And let the arms go. Beautiful. Inhale, reach the arms all the way to the sky. And exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to the mat, step or hop back. Lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. From your downward dog, we'll float the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hands, high lunge, reaching the arms straight up to the sky. Should have mentioned it earlier, if you are using blocks for your for a modified warrior three, just make sure that they're nearby somewhere. This is I found that. Yeah, there we go. All right, from our high lunge, we'll take a nice deep inhale and then open arm twist to the right. You keep gliding that right hip back. On the inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And on the exhale, lean forward, coming into a warrior three. The arms reach back by your sides. Try to drop that left hip down. One more breath here. And then keep the back leg lifted as we lower the hands onto your prop. There we go. Yeah. All right, taking one more breath here. Lift that back leg a little bit higher if you can. And then the right hand comes onto the hip. From here, we start to turn our torso over to the right, making our way into a revolved warrior three. Lift the back leg a little bit higher, and maybe you float the right fingertips to the sky. One more breath. Release the hands down onto the mat or your blocks. Step the foot back, inhale, reach the arms all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Stepping back into your plank as we lower through chaturanga. Inhaling into your back bend. And exhaling, downward dog. All right, other side, inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, step in between the hands, high lunge, reach the arms straight up. And even here, find a little tuck under of our tailbone. On the exhale, open arm twist to the left. You're gonna try to reach your fingertips as far apart as possible. Next, inhale, we reach the arms straight up to the sky. Exhale, lean forward, reach your arms back, warrior three. Two more breaths just like this, lifting the chest up, dropping the chest, lift the back leg up. And then release the hands down onto your block or the mat. Left hand comes onto the left hip. Starting to twist to the left. Yeah. Ideally stacking that left shoulder on top of the right. If you're feeling frisky, you can reach those left fingertips up to the sky. Last breath here. Release the hand all the way down to the mat. Step the foot back, inhale, reaching up into our lunge. Exhaling, hands down to the mat, stepping back into your plank, taking your chaturanga. Inhaling into back bend. Exhaling, down dog, and then let's find a brief child's pose. Knees come down, hips back on the heels. Yeah, nice deep inhalations and long exhalations. Yeah, finding a little length of that low back once again as we take our last 4 breaths here. From your child's pose, we start to make our way back into downward facing dog. From downward dog, on your inhale, we'll float the right leg up to the sky. And exhale, step the foot forward between the hands, warrior two. Windmill those arms nice and wide. Yeah. Relaxing those shoulders down away from the ears and making sure we press that right knee open. On your inhalation, we'll flip the right palm to the sky, reaching up and back, reverse forward. Exhale, forearm to thigh, left arm forward, side angle. Dancing our warrior twice more. Inhale, reverse forward. Exhale, side angle. Last time. Inhaling, reverse. Exhaling, side angle. Coming up into our warrior two, we straighten the front leg. Reach the hips, reach the arms forward, hips back, triangle pose. There we go, trying to keep both sides of our torso long. So especially that bottom side, if we're collapsing so we can reach the ground, maybe we lift a little bit higher. One more breath here. The left hand comes into the hip, looking down at the mat, bending into that front knee, half moon pose. Trying our best to let those left toes point straight to the side of your mat. Right toes point straight forward. If you want to play with floating that bottom hand, go ahead and look down at the ground. Maybe lift the right hand up. And with control, gently step back into our warrior two. On your exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Pausing. We're going to find a side plank on the left hand. So roll to the outer edge. Instead of stacking the feet, place the right foot behind the left. Reach the right arm straight up to the sky. Now reach it overhead so the palm is facing the ground. Lift those hips up even higher. And with control, we come back into our plank. Taking your chaturanga. Inhaling into back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. And other side, inhale the left leg up. Exhale, stepping between the hands, warrior two. There we go. In addition to pressing that left knee open, we find a little tuck under our tailbone. Reverse warrior, inhale the left arm up and back. Exhaling, side angle pose. Twice more. Going through your reverse and your side angle. After your next side angle pose, we'll come up into our warrior two. Straightening the front leg, reaching forward, shift those hips back, triangle pose. There you go, left arm down, right arm to the sky. Beautiful. Again, keep both legs nice and activated, pressing the knuckles under your big toes down into the ground. Making our way into half moon pose, right hand to the hip, left hand reaches forward, lifting up the back leg. You can float those right fingertips up to the sky if you like. You're welcome to play with looking at the mat and lifting that bottom hand up. So there's only one point of balance, whatever you need. One more breath. As we gently step back into our warrior two. And exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Side plank on the right hand. So we step the left foot behind the right. Reach the left arm straight up to the sky. And then reach it overhead so the shoulders by the ear. Lift the hips. And with control, we find our plank. Option to take the chaturanga and your back bend, or go straight to down dog. From your downward dog, inhale the right leg up to the sky. Exhale, step it between the hands, warrior two. All right, we're gonna play with bird of paradise a little bit. So if you know that you need a straps for our binds, you can go ahead and grab something. Okay. So I'll show you the back side of you. It's my good side, don't worry. As we sink into our warrior two, let's find our side angle pose, sliding that right hand onto the inside of the right foot, reaching the left arm up to the sky. Try to lean the upper back slightly. Finding our half bind, turn the left palm away, reaching towards the back. Like you're trying to tuck it into your right hip pocket. If you want the full bind, reach that right arm under. You can grab your strap, your shirt, or clasp fingers. One more breath in our bind. You're welcome to stay here. Or look down at the mat, stepping that left foot forward to meet the right. And then with control, start to lift the right leg up. You can play with straightening that leg as much as you want to. One more breath. We're not done with the bind yet though. Gently set that right foot down. Go ahead and step that left foot back into our warrior two again. As we start to play with a bound half moon. Take the weight into the right leg, lifting the left leg up to the sky. Whenever you're ready, gently step back. In your own time, we'll make our way into a warrior two. And on your exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Stepping back, you can flow through or just go straight to down dog, whatever feels good. I know that bound half moon pose is an experience, so don't worry, that's part of the fun. All right. Beautiful. From your down dog, inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, step in between the hands, warrior two. Yeah, just because we know where we're going, we still give our bodies an opportunity to settle into the warrior two, appreciating this pose. As you're ready, the left hand reaches on the inside of the left foot for either a block or the mat. Reach the right arm up. Half bind, turning that right palm away, bringing it to the body, either the small of the back or into that left glute. You gotta keep rotating in the half bind. If you want the full bind, reach that left arm under, clasping whatever is within reach. Leaning the upper back, bending that front knee a little bit more, one more breath. And then we look down at the mat, step the right foot forward to meet the left. Yeah. And then you can play with standing up. Maybe extending that leg out. Once you've had enough of that, carefully bring that left foot down to the mat. Step the right foot back into our warrior two stance. You can stay here or find that half moon pose. You can even let go of the clasp if you need to. All right, gently set the foot down and release the bind. Let's find our warrior two. And on your exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Stepping through your plank as we lower through chaturanga. Inhaling back bend. Exhaling downward dog. We'll spend 4 more breaths here in our down dog. You're welcome to take a child's pose if you like. Reminding ourselves deep inhalations and long exhalations. And then once you are ready, let's shift forward into a plank once again. All right, separate those feet about shoulder width apart. We're gonna roll into a side plank on the right arm, reach the left arm straight up to the sky. Like we did before, reach it overhead, lift the hips up a little bit more. Reach the arm straight up to the sky. And then down to the mat, other side, rolling onto the left hand. Extending the right arm up to the sky, actively pressing out of that bottom shoulder. Reach it overhead, palm facing down, lift the hips higher. Reach the arms straight up, and then down to the mat. Lowering through your chaturanga. Inhaling through back bend. Exhaling, downward dog. From your down dog, on the inhale, we bend the knees, look between the hands. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhaling, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way to the sky. Exhaling, hands to the heart. And release. All right. Making our way into our hand to big toe pose. So grabbing onto a big toe and extending the leg straight out long does not feel like a good idea. You can grab a belt, a strap, a rope, a really strong phone cable, I don't know, whatever you have. All right, once you have your apparatus, let's go ahead and bring it around the left foot first, just underneath the ball of the foot. Once you have it there, we'll extend that left leg straight out in front of us. Excuse me. Now, as we do, try to stand up like a real person. I had a friend who said, I'm like, it makes so much sense. Good, so stand up nice and tall for one more breath. The strap comes into the left hand, right hand onto the hip as we open the leg out to the left. One more breath here. Coming back into center, the strap or foot comes into the right hand, reaching the left arm back behind us for our twist. One more breath. And as we come back into center, keep the leg lifted, let go of the strap or foot, holding for 3, 2, 1, and down. All right, feel free to shake it out. Okay. Take it out on the other side. Looping it around the ball, just under the ball of the right foot. And once you're there, extend straight out in front of you. There we go, standing up nice and tall. Find your balance, 2 more breaths. I like that entrance, Ellen. And then we take the foot or the strap into the right hand, opening it out to the right. Imagine trying to turn your toes backwards behind you, like you're trying to point your heel to the front. One more breath. The strap comes through center, grabbing on with the left hand, reach the right arm back. Last breath. As we come back to center, let your strap go, hold the foot for 3, 2, 1, and lower it down. All right, we are done with our strap for now. One more opportunity to use that later. This is our last flow, and we're gonna be on the ground shortly. So as you're ready, inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, hands down, step back, hop back. Find your chaturanga and your back bend. From downward dog, we'll inhale the right leg up to the sky. Begin to bend the right knee, open the hips, stack the right hip on top of the left. And lifting that knee up nice and high, pulling the right heel into your bum. On the inhale, straighten the leg back. On your exhale, the knee comes to your left elbow and extend the leg straight out to the side. So the closer in line with the wrist your toes are, the more challenging. And if you want a little chaturanga push-up, feel free to take it. All right, float those left fingertips up to the sky, lift the hips up, fall in triangle. And we control the hand back down to reach that right leg up and back. Bending the knee, opening the hip again. You can stay here or flip your dog, let those toes land behind you. Open the chest and hips up to the sky. And then with just as much control, reach the right leg up and back and lowering it to the mat. Other side, inhale the left leg up, bending the knee, opening the hip. And at the same time, driving that right heel down towards the ground. Inhale, reaching the leg straight back. Exhale, knee to right elbow, extending the leg out to the side. You can take the chaturanga push-up if you like. Or reach the fingertips up to the sky, lifting the hips up. The hand comes back to the mat. Inhale the leg up and back. Bending the knee, opening the hip. Option to flip your dog. Yeah. The right leg stays straight, the left leg is bent, and then make your way into our downward dog. All right, shifting forward into our plank, lowering through chaturanga. Inhaling back bend, exhaling downward dog. We're gonna make our way onto our bums. So if you want to hop, skip, slide, however you need to, let's make our way into seated. Okay. Hopefully we're nice and warm now, especially those of you outside. I can see the sun, I love it. All right, extending those legs all the way out long in front of you. Yeah, flex those toes back towards your face as we sit up nice and tall. And then on your inhale, we reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Keep the shoulders by the ears as we start to lean forward, reaching as far as you can. Hold there for a moment, and then release the hands wherever feels best in your body. Yeah, nice deep breaths here. One more breath. Lifting up halfway, find the flat back as we reach those fingertips long again, coming all the way up to stand, and release the arms. I said stand, I meant sit. Let's start with our left foot. So bringing the left foot into the inner right thigh for our Janu Sirsasana. We'll turn the chest towards those right toes. Inhale, sitting up tall. And as we exhale, forward over the right leg. Trying our best to keep that left shoulder down so that our shoulders are squared to the ground. And keep the right leg active, trying to press the back of the knee down into the mat. One more breath. Let's inhale into our flat back, coming all the way upright. Placing the sole of the left foot onto the ground now, about a fist from the inner thigh. Let's reach those left fingertips up to the sky. The right hand is on the ground. On your exhale, reach as far forward towards those right toes as you can. The left palm turns away and we wrap it around the shin. That's our half bind. If you'd like to make your way into a full bind, go ahead and reach the right arm around, but keep reaching the crown of your head for the right toes. For our Marichyasana variation. One more breath. Release the bind, reach those left fingertips forward as we come all the way up and letting it go. Opening that left knee one more time, but this time we're going to widen the right leg. So now there's more of a V shape here instead of an L. Placing the back of the right hand on the calf. We start to slide the hand closer and closer to the foot. There we go. If you can grab the foot, we'll flip our grip. And then reach the left arm up to the sky and allow it to fall over. Either we make a nice big arch, or you can grab onto the foot, but rotate, opening up the chest. Maybe looking up at the sky like you're smelling your armpit. One more breath. And turn your chest down towards that right leg first. And then we come all the way upright. Other side. Like, where do we start again? Left leg is long, so the right foot is in the inner left thigh, Janu Shirshasana. And then we turn our chest towards those left toes. Inhale tall, exhale, fold forward. I'm loving the extended movements that we have, using the entire breath to go from one posture to another. One more breath here. On your inhale, we find our flat back coming all the way upright. Placing the sole of the right foot onto the mat, about a fist away from the inner left thigh. Using that left hand as a prop, we'll reach the right fingertips up to the sky, and then reach as far forward as you can towards that left leg. And turn the palm away, find the half bind, wrapping the arm around the right knee. If you want the full bind, go ahead and reach the left arm back behind you. And keep reaching the crown of your head forward. One more breath here. Reach those left fingertips all the way forward. I'm sorry. Reach the right fingertips forward and then come all the way upright. All right. Opening that right knee once again. And then we'll widen our left leg as well, making a V. Back of the left hand on the calf, we start to slide it down closer and closer to the foot, maybe taking hold. And then reach the right arm up and then let it fall over. Even if you don't touch the foot, just looking for that opening of the right side of our torso. And if you did touch the foot again, open up. Lean that top shoulder back. One more breath. Turning the chest down towards the mat, coming all the way upright. Okay. So, where was it? Left leg. Okay, had to figure this out for a second. We're going to start to pick up the left shin. You can either have the right leg straight, or if you prefer to cross it, that's fine. But we want to focus on this left hip. So you can rock it side to side if you like. You can wrap your forearms around, placing the foot in the crook of the right elbow. And then grabbing onto the foot with the left hand, we'll just pump it forward and back. Okay, so coming into compass pose, if you aren't sure or if you know that you need a strap, go ahead and make sure that's nearby. We will bend into the right knee, bring that heel into the groin. If you're using your strap, loop it around the left foot. Otherwise, we grab across the top of the foot with that right hand. The left hand reaches out to the side. And then slowly we start to extend the leg open for a compass. Sheila, tuck your left arm under your leg. So instead of it being here, yeah, there we go. Yeah, nice, Ellen. I can see it reaching, Rachel. Give yourself a little slack in there. Beautiful. Whenever you are done with your compass, gently bring that heel back in and let your strap go. Let's try that out on the other side. Grabbing onto the right shin. Whatever makes the most sense for you, you can rock side to side. There's always one leg that doesn't want to cooperate as much as the other leg. So notice if that's the case as we move into this side. All right, I'm grabbing on with that right hand, gently pumping it forward and back. All right. And then we'll bring that left heel in. If you're using your strap, go ahead and grab hold. Otherwise, grab across the top of the foot with the left hand. The right hand tucks underneath the knee and straight out to the side onto the mat. And then from here, we can start to extend that leg, opening up. Beautiful, everybody. 2 more breaths. With just as much control, gently bringing it back in, and then letting that go. All right, so I figured this would be a good time to practice or play with our Visvamitrasana. There we go. This is one that I know that Christine likes, so feel free to tell her that I punished you. All right, anyway. So I'll demonstrate the entire posture first, and then we'll walk our way through it. So what it'll look like, I'm gonna come into a lizard pose. Tucking the right arm underneath, try my best to sit on my triceps. That's our first variation. Second variation, we grab onto the foot just like we did in our compass pose. And then third variation, extending and opening wide. Okay. So if you know that between the 2 sides, one of your hamstrings is more open than the other, then we will do that as your extended leg, if that makes sense. If not, then let's go with the left foot forward. So stepping the left foot forward, hands are on the inside of that left foot. Keep that back leg nice and straight, maybe sink the hips a little bit deeper. All right, next step, we slide the left arm underneath the left thigh. So now my hand's on the outside of the foot, but my arm is under the knee. There you go. And now start to bring the weight into your left hand. You can grab onto the right foot. Nice. Now you can pause right here anywhere between. If you want to take the full extension, we open leg wide in our hands. That's okay. It's fun to laugh about it. It's a big pose. There we go. Nice. All right. I think we're about done on this side. Let's try the other side out. You'd be surprised. This is one of those where even though my left hamstrings are used, well, the back of my left leg is usually a lot more open, it's easier for me to hold on the right because my right arm is stronger. So just think about those little differences in your body as we switch the right leg forward. You can stay here in your lizard or tuck the arm underneath so the hand comes to the outside. Now, what we didn't mention last time, and I should have, roll onto the inner edge of that back foot. And then from here, you can start to play with lifting the right heel up, hugging, gripping onto the tricep with the right knee. Nice, there we go. Straighten that back leg. And then if you want to, start to open up. Nice. I'm loving all the variations we've got going on right now. Yeah. All right, once you're done with that one, go ahead and unwind yourself and we'll come back onto our bum. And then we'll come on to bend into the knees, lowering down onto your back. We'll take 3 rounds of our back bend. So this first one, let's all take a bridge pose. All right. So normally we talk about the feet being perfectly parallel with one another. I would like you to turn your toes out ever so slightly. And then once you're ready, press into those feet, lift the hips up, finding our bridge pose. If there's any other arm variation that you prefer, clasping fingers, clasping the hold of the front of the ankles, do whatever feels good for you. But we really want to focus on opening the front of the chest. Engage in the backside of the body. So dig those heels in for one more breath. If you have any bind, let it go and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Let's take the feet wide as the mat, and you can gently windshield wiper the legs side to side. Second round, you have the option to stay in your, take a bridge pose once again. If you prefer to come into a full wheel, I think our shoulders are pretty open. So make your decision. I'll guide through the wheel pose. Hands by our ears, fingers pointing those towards the shoulders. I would press up to the crown of the head first so you can adjust the hands into our tripod. And then extend up, pressing the chest towards the back of your mat. Two more breaths in your back bend. And then carefully lowering down, tucking that chin in. Once again, the feet are wide. Feel free to windshield wiper them side to side. All right, last round of back bend. You can continue to add on, going a little bit further, or if you want to take your bridge pose, you can take that. So whichever you're in, 8 total breaths, and we're done with our back bends. If you came into your wheel and you would like to add a variation, you can lower down, coming up to the forearms if you like. We did a lot with the hamstrings, so if you want to extend one leg straight up to the sky or straight-ish, feel free to do that. Beautiful. If you aren't already down, let's go ahead and start to make our way down. All right, from our back bend, we're gonna come up to sit one more time with the legs straight. Flex those feet back towards your face. Inhale, reach the arms tall. And on our exhale, fold forward, releasing the arms wherever they fall. If you feel like this isn't quite as far as you normally go, that's okay, that's normal. We just engage the back a lot more. So just find softness, a sense of ease. One more breath. Yeah, finding that flat back. Let's come all the way back upright. Bending into the knees, lowering all the way down. Knees come into the chest, and you can gently rock from side to side. Making our way into a happy baby pose. Wherever you choose to grab with the hands, press that tailbone down into the ground. And if you like, you can gently rock from side to side, but we really want to make sure our butt is down, feeling that natural curve in the low back. And then as we bring the knees back together, we'll cross the right leg over the left. Try to get those knees as close as you can. And then as we grab hold of the ankles, we gently pull them in, finding a little release on the outer hips. Three more breaths here. And then slowly we'll switch, crossing the left over the right, or whichever side you didn't do last time. Once you have it, again, we take hold of the ankles and then gently encourage them in. Noticing if we can feel this on the other hip. Last 3 breaths. Let's keep the crossing of the legs, but we'll release the foot down onto the ground, opening the arms into a T. Scooting the hips over to the left. Let's let the knees fall to the right. If that's too much of a twist, you can uncross the legs. All right. This is my cat Shadow, if you can hear her meowing. One more breath here. Before we come through center, uncross the legs. Coming back through the middle. And then once again, crossing the right leg over the left. We scoot the hips to the right and let the knees fall to the left. Last 2 breaths here. Begin to uncross the legs. Bring those knees back into center. Bring the hips back into center. So we have an option. We can take some inversions here. So if you'd like to come into a shoulder stand, I know that everybody has different props that they prefer. I'm not sure what everybody has, but if you want props for your shoulder stand, I'd probably fold the mat or blanket under your shoulders. If you prefer to go up against the wall and take a handstand or any other inversion, feel free to do so. But I'm going to set a timer. We have 2 minutes for any inversion that you prefer. Nice. And we've got 1 more minute wherever you are. Once you're done, you can meet in a child's pose. We'll take our last 3 breaths here in a child's pose. If you did anything that was on the head, feel free to gently roll the head side to side, just releasing the neck. And then we start to make our way onto all fours. And last time, we come to sit, bending into the knees, reach the arms forward. And as we hollow out the belly, lower all the way down onto the back. Allowing the knees to open wide, soles of the feet touch. As we place one hand on our belly, one hand on the chest. Allowing the eyes to close and just watching the breath as it enters and exits the body. Any type of inversion can be exhilarating. The heart gets heavy. The heart starts beating faster and harder. Our brain starts to get super excited and wondering, what do I need to do to survive? So this is our opportunity to bring ourselves back into center, reconnecting with our breath and the heart rate. And then using the hands, reach down, help the knees close as we bring them into the chest one last time. Giving yourself a nice big hug. As we start to make that ball a little tighter, maybe grab onto the feet, hugging everything into the tightest little ball that you can. As we take one nice deep inhalation, holding it in for 3, 2, 1, exhaling all the way out long into our Shavasana. Letting those feet go as wide as the mat, tucking the shoulder blades under. And once you've found yourself in stillness in whatever variation you've taken, we notice a sense of release, a sense of ease washing over our bodies with every gentle exhalation. Relaxing the entire body from the toes, the soles of the feet, and the ankles. Relaxing the lower leg and all those muscles around our upper legs and thighs and hips. Noticing a sense of heaviness in the low back, the mid back, and upper back. As we acknowledge that gentle rise and fall of the belly. Softening each and every finger, the palms and wrists. Noticing a heaviness of the shoulders. As we relax the throat, relaxing the jaw. And smoothing out the wrinkles across the nose, the brow, and the forehead. Allowing the awareness to return to the breath, watching it enter and exit the nose. Feeling the slight coolness of every inhalation and the warmth of every exhalation. And if a thought grabs hold of your attention, that's okay, allow it. Watch it unfold. But we are a passenger on that journey, allowing your subconscious mind to drive the train. As we take our last few breaths here in stillness, begin to scan your body from the top of the head down to the soles of the feet, just noticing how does your body feel right now. From the body, we begin to tune in, noticing what's happening in our minds, noticing the volume of thoughts passing by. Acknowledging how we're feeling emotionally in this moment. And we slowly take a nice deep inhalation through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. Beginning to bring movement back into the fingers and toes, circling through the wrists and the ankles. And on the inhale, reaching the arms and legs nice and long for a big stretch. Exhaling the knees into the chest, rolling onto your right side, pausing in fetal position for just a moment. Taking an opportunity to bring to the forefront of your mind someone that you're grateful for. In the spirit of Mother's Day, if your mother or motherly figure is still in your life, maybe that's the person we bring to the forefront. Children, significant others, friends, whomever it may be. And we hold on to that sense of love as we start to press up to a comfortable seated position. Beautiful work today, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming and playing with me. I know I am not Christine, but I always have fun whenever I get to summer classes. So thank you all for coming in. Have a great rest of your Mother's Day. Stay safe, stay healthy and happy. I'll see you all next time. Namaste. Also, if you haven't gotten a chance to try out Flex and Stretch, I'd love to have you all in class. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1, but it's also recorded on the Facebook page. So yeah, love to have you check it out sometime.
Thank you, Ed.
Thank you. Y'all have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Ed.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you later.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you so much.
Thank you.